Greetings, it is I, the Fiendish Dr. Phil Nichols, coming to you for another installment of From the Lab. I want to thank everybody that emailed and messaged me asking if I was okay during the recent flooding. I'm fine. Our neighborhood flooded in Ike and it flooded in Alicia, but since then they've put in a retention pond, so we really don't get the flooding. I mean, we get the high water, but because I live near a bio, but it doesn't ever come up into the yards like it did in past storms, which is wonderful. The only thing we have to fear is the high winds and lightning, but we made it through okay. The power was out for about 8 hours. Other than that, it went out a couple times, but I was still able to do some work, so everything's okay. Today was a lovely day, and looks like June's going to start out as a hot, humid, dry scorcher. So that's good weather for making masks, though. So I'm happy about that. This week, dodging the storms, I worked on the overbasing and putting the eyes and the teeth inserts mainly, but I did do a little sculpting, getting Fluffy ready for detail. So let's take a look at the sculpture. Okay, here's the Fluffy sculpture, and pretty much ready for the texturing, and then it'll be ready to mold, and that'll be happening as soon as I finish up the pieces I'm working on in the front end. So let's go to the front end and take a look at what I've been up to. As you can see, major monster making going on here. The dry line is full, and I have a couple more things to demold. I have 2 more Evil Ed vampires to run up, and then that'll be it for the series. And I have 7 more leprechauns to pour up. A couple of them are pulls, so I am whittling away at it steadily. I know you guys are getting excited every time you see a piece finished. It doesn't mean it's yours. But yours will look that good, and I appreciate your excitement, and it's the fact that you guys love it and love my art and let me know that you love it makes it such a joy for me to do it. It makes me, I always did a good job. It doesn't matter, but doing things for people that love it and appreciate it, it makes it so much more fun, and it's just a joy to come in here and create this stuff for you guys, and I really appreciate you all as patrons, and thank you very much. Things are turning out awesomely. I'll tell you what, I do believe that these are probably the best Evil Eds I've ever made, and these are the eyes that I made. These are the resin eyes that I made myself. I had in previous years, I had the glass eye people do them, but the colors were always more muted when they did them. Now, when I did them, I went full. The evil eye. Remember those evil eyes that you could get warm like a monocle? That's what the Evil Ed eye always reminded me of. So I kind of did a little bit of that in there, and then fussed it up to make it appropriate. But that's That was always what I thought of when I looked at his eyes. Now here, what I've done is, if you can see in there, I super glue and set the eyes and the mouth inserts in, and then I latex over it, and then I reinforce that with shop towels and cheesecloth. And then once that dries up really good and sturdy, then I will foam fill. That keeps them from shifting, keeps the foam from leaking out. It also keeps it from getting distorted when that foaming happens. And this is just a technique that I just stumbled on this year, and it's just one of them things, and I'm real tickled with it. But these are coming along really, really good. And once they're foam filled, then I go into my final paint jobs, and those are going to take a little more time. Because I like to piddle with the paint and make them really, really wonderful pieces for you guys. But I'm just really tickled with the way these Evil Ed vampires have turned out. Just really good. Also really pleased. Well, I'm pleased with everything. But this Kiwi Kingston, Evil of Frankenstein. I'm doing a little bit different paint job on this one. Normally I just would do the gray and black, and but I found a picture of him where you could see his skin kind of bleeding through the gray makeup on his nose and chin, and you could see that the cheekbones and the brow was a little whiter. So I'm using that as a go-by and really doing a fantastic paint job on him. And I have two more of him to make, so this will be the paint standard for those two. The Hannibal, which will be Sir Talbot, is coming along really well too, as you can see. Still a lot more paint layering to do, but I'm really liking the way that's going. Of course, all the Dark Shadows things are looking excellent. The werewolves and the Barnabas and the Carolyn. And here we go. The first time ever, an acrylic tongue on the Repossessed, and I painted those eyes too, and I thought they turned out pretty nice. Everything's nice. It's all coming along. I appreciate you guys not being excited and everything, but not being burdensome. You know what I mean. I appreciate that. I also got, I don't know if I had them out in the last from the lab, I have to check, but the creature hands to go with the lagoon creature bust. They need a lot of dremeling and stuff. I mean, that mold from the get-go was a catastrophe. But these will dremel up nice, and then these latex claws will be replaced with some nice resin claws. I think the only glow-in-the-dark copy I'm making is the one from my studio, which is fine. I just think it's still going to be an awesome bust with the piranha teeth, and I can't wait to get to painting on them. Everything's coming along. I hope to have everything foam filled this week, and then on to the final paint and the hair pasting on of these. There's 20 heads and 3 pairs of hands, and as soon as these are done, then I will ship these out. And before I begin the next set, though, I am going to take the molds of Fluffy's head and the penguin, because Dark Shadows Werewolf, if somebody hasn't taken the last 2, there's 2 left. If those aren't gone by the end of this week, then that's it. I have 2 more to pour. When I've gotten those poured up, if it's an edition that was 8 pieces, then that's just what it was, and it'll go into the storage shed, and then that'll make room so that I can run up the penguin, and we'll get him in the works. So if you're wanting a penguin and you haven't sent any kind of a payment and you're wanting to prepay, now's the time to do that. If not, then we'll settle up once I get it made. It's been suggested that I do a hat for the penguin like I did for the leprechauns. I'm open to it, but I gotta tell you, I'm so busy with sculpturing right now, I don't know when I would get to doing it. I doubt that I would have it done in time for the finished heads going out. So I'll just have to see how it goes. As soon as I clear out the sculpting stands, I will begin the Wolfman commission for Scott Solomon, and I'll begin the redo of Blackula, Scream, Blackula, Scream. I am also still prepping to do the Hammer thing, Dracula AD 1972, Christopher Lee Dracula, Biting Carolyn Monroe. I'm still trying to figure out the logistics of that one, so I can make the sculpting board. And then, of course, Bela Lugosi, Helen Chandler piece, and then the 2 Norman Bates pieces. And then I think I'll be doing the lady, the vampire snake lady from Lair of the White Worm, later on. But I have lots of cool things coming up for you guys. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for checking on me in the wicked weather. Just stay tuned. There'll be a lot of cool things coming to you in the mail. Again, if there's not a From the Lab for the next couple weeks, it's just because scheduling isn't working out. You can always check on the Facebook page, the Fiendish Dr. Phil Facebook page. Y'all take care. Thanks very much. This has been the Fiendish Dr. Phil Nichols from the lab.